I just love my new toilet by HOROW. And it loves me too. Hi, I'm Rebecca Brand, and I just did a bathroom remodel. I reached out to HOROW Toilets for this because my bathroom is so small. I wanted a really sleek, gorgeous toilet because, really, it is the throne of my whole master bedroom. I love that my new HOROW toilet knows I'm coming and greets me every time. Here's the before of my bathroom, and here is the after. And what a difference a day makes. I installed this HOROW toilet myself. My HOROW T38 smart toilet looks so modern and is great for this bathroom. My bathroom's small, but it'd be great in any size of a bathroom. Besides its looks, it has much better hygiene compared to the old traditional bidet seat. This one's cleaning features are much better. It also has automatic lid opening and closing and ultraviolet sterilization. And also, it has an automatic deodorizer too. I wanted to redo my whole bathroom because of its small size. I wanted to freshen it up. So I took out my old toilet and then I installed my new HOROW toilet with the bidet built right in. I did all the plumbing and voila, it was a full disco party. So now I have the perfect toilet and bidet, the perfect temperature, and the perfect mood I want for all my business. There's a couple different hands-free options. The foot control below, and the remote control. And it's an all-gender toilet to please everyone. So let's see how all this action goes down. As in down the toilet, there's a whole lot that goes on with the HOROW toilet. Let me tell you the whole process. This is a before shot of my bathroom before my remodel with my HOROW toilet. Here we have the wall behind. It goes down to this cabinet that has been sitting on top of my toilet for years. I put this bidet in many years ago, and I love a bidet on a toilet, but this is the old-fashioned kind. It's really clunky, and this tank is ugly, and the whole thing is pretty unattractive. This room is really small. There's a wall right here in the shower, and then it reaches across the room to a mirror that's over there. This space in this bathroom is only about 10 feet wide. That's all I had to work with. And it's such a shame that the toilet is so outdated and so large for this small room. So I'm going to get this remodel started. I am so excited to be able to install my new HOROW toilet. Today, let me show you how this is going to go down. The first step is to turn your valve off. You don't want water running as you're doing your plumbing. I wanted to take out my old toilet. That's where I needed to start. And my old toilet had an aftermarket bidet installed to it. In my particular setup is I need to take off the first bidet. There is a water line here, so with a wrench, I'm taking that off. And as you take it off, you're going to want a tray to catch any water that might come out. It's going to drip a little bit. Now you have to take your main water line for the toilet off. So you untwist it, this thing, and I twist it around to pull it off. That's your main water line. And the bucket comes in handy as I do this. It's going to capture some more water. And then now it's off. There are 3 bolts underneath your toilet tank. You're going to need to loosen them with a wrench and take them off. Now that's loosened, I just unscrew the bolt and off it goes. And do the other 2 bolts the same way. And after you take your bolts off, you pick up your tank and lift it out of the way. You'll have to take the cap off. Oh boy, this one's been damaged. That's going to come off. And with a wrench, we're going to loosen the bolt and take it off. There's bolts on 2 sides, so this is bolt number 1. And that's the second bolt. I've taken that off too. And now that those bolts are off, you can take out your old toilet. Up I go. Hey, I think I can get a friend to help me with this part. And after all that, this is what we got. There's the hole in the ground that's going to lead into your plumbing system. So you're going to want to clean as you can this bottom surface. I'm going to get to work on that. And I'm also going to touch up the painting that I couldn't reach before because of the other toilet. I just love this lavender. I think it's going to look so pretty in this bathroom. And I also want to fix my outlet. It got pulled and needs to have a little touch up too. So here you'll see that I took out the old wax ring along with the long mounting bolts that had secured the wax ring and this flange to my plumbing system. And here I put in the new flange mounting bracket into the hole, the plumbing hole, with the new hardware given to me by HOROW. Those are long bolts with washers that we see going into the plumbing system, into where the old toilet had been, right there. That's the junction to my plumbing system. HOROW will give you 2 mounting blocks, which attaches this part to the drainage hole of the toilet, your plumbing system. Here I've added the T-valve into my water valve by just twisting it on. Now it's ready to go for the next step. Now here I've gotten the wax ring out, it's on the paper, and I'm looking at where it's going to line up to the drain hole of the toilet. That's above me. The toilet's on its side there. I'm just kind of eyeing it out to make sure I can get that on there for our next step. And so I placed the wax ring right on the drain hole of the toilet, just like that. That was easy. And now I'm looking down at the drain hole into my plumbing that's on the floor with the mounting blocks. And now it's aim, shoot, and fire. We see the mounting blocks. We see where the hole is. It's time to put the toilet with the wax ring right there. It's very heavy. I had help to do this part. Success! So now I will hook up my clean water hose line and my flush water hose line. I took off the other hosing and I put in the T-valve right here. And this thinner silver hose is called the flush water hose. And that is attached right here to the T-valve, and I tightened it with a wrench. And this thicker braided hose is the clean water hose. And this got tightened to the T-valve as well with a wrench. It's really tight. And we have the electrical cord. I'm leaving that outside because I will later plug it into my electrical outlet. Since HOROW is run by electricity to flush and for all these features, they have designed a special battery for emergency flushing during powder outages. I advise everyone that buys this toilet to make sure they get this part too. This will give you 200 flushes in case you lose electricity for an extended amount of time. And you can always buy replacements for this. Now it's time to install the external battery box. That way, if your electricity goes off, you have an extra 200 flushes. It'll work all the electronics you'll need in case of a power outage. To install this external battery box, first, I took off the waterproof cap off of the DC power plug. Then I connected the DC power plug to the connecting cable like you see here, and I tightened the waterproof cap. And then I just pushed it back out of reach of kids back into place inside like this. Done! I have a friend holding up the toilet, so I'm going to show you this. I'm going to remove my hand, and down goes the toilet up against the wall, now that it's all connected. There is about a 1/2 inch clearing to the wall. Now this is an important part to securing the HOROW toilet to the mounting blocks. This screw needs to make connection right into one of those little holes that was on the mounting blocks. That'll give it the stability you need. Take care that it does. When it's taken a hold securely, that's when you're going to add the decorative caps. You had a choice of white or silver. I chose silver. And the water valve is right in here. So I'm turning the water valve on now, and I'm twisting it to the right. Now I've got the 2 screws in on each side with decorative caps. Now it's time to plug it in. I had fixed my electrical box so it was more stable, and I plugged it right in. It was right behind the toilet, and it had a secure connection. The plug-in works with any North American outlet, 120 volts. The cord has a 3-prong plug. Now it's time for me to put the mounting bracket on to hold the remote. I drilled holes after I had marked on the wall exactly where those holes were to go. And then I placed the mounting bracket there and put in the 2 screws that the kit comes with, one on the left and one on the right. I leveled it out with a leveler and done. That was easy. I wanted my controller to be very close to the toilet. And the very last step was I put a little bead of caulking around the bottom of the toilet to finish it. And so after I had completely installed the toilet, it was time to use my hands-free remote. These are how all these features work. Check this out. And on the remote, there's so many features of how you can use it. One is to direct the flow of water for a feminine wash or a posterior wash, front or back. And there's buttons to control the water temperature, the air temperature, and the seat temperature from cold, medium, or warmer. Just by pressing the button a couple times, you'll have a color to indicate if it's cool, medium, or warmer. You can also adjust the nozzle position on the remote. As well, you can adjust the water pressure just by pressing it one way or the other. Just by pressing the plus or the minus for the water pressure. for a paperless dry, and as well adjust the air temperature. And to stop the bidet from any of the functions, just press stop when you're done using the bidet. They also have the HC massage, which will cycle the water between hot and cold, and the nozzle will change the positions of the water for a very hygienic rinse. There's also a nightlight feature, so you can find the toilet if the room is dark in the middle of the night. And every so often, it's recommended to use the nozzle clean function that will jet out the nozzle so you can clean that manually. The remote uses 2 AAA batteries that go into the back. And I thought this was fun. Here is a close-up of the flush. It has a powerful flush. The built-in water tank only uses 1.28 gallons per flush. That's such low water usage. So say goodbye to clogs and frequent cleaning with this high-performance flush that gets the job done in one go. And if you have inconsistent water pressure, this built-in tank solves that for you. It's designed to deliver dependable, powerful flushes every time, even with homes that have low water pressure. And as the user is approaching the toilet, it will pre-wet the bowl before each use. That's to make sure everything is going to go down the toilet smoothly with that pre-wet. It's a simple touch that keeps your flushes more effective and your bathroom cleaner with less effort. And the pre-wet happens from the top of the toilet as the water is shot out through the top side of the toilet. This technology will keep your toilet bowl cleaner longer without you having to do maintenance and cleaning it as often as with older toilets. Here's a close-up of the nozzle that can adjust for a feminine or posterior wash. And I know it's day here, but there is that night light behind, so you can see what's going on at night. To retract it, it's done with the stop button on the remote that I showed you previously. I put some plastic film on the bidet, and I want to show you how strong and powerful the nozzle is as it sprays water. And here's a view from inside the toilet of that powerful nozzle coming up to spray onto the plastic. The Research and Development Department of HOROW has created an amazingly efficient bidet as part of the feature of this toilet. The spray wand itself is self-cleaning. It will clean before each use and after each use. That means even the wand itself is hygienic. This HOROW T38 Smart Toilet brings hygiene to the next level. And here is what that HC massage looks like as we see the water flow going back and forth for an ultimate hygienic cleaning like never before. And we can see the plastic fogging up because this was an example using very warm water, like a user may desire. And after you use the bidet and flush the toilet, this is how the dryer feature goes on. The vent will open and warm air will come out for as long as you want to dry. And the air can be at the temperature you choose, cold, warm, or warmer. To turn it off, you press stop on your remote. And we tested the fan speed of the air drying with an anemometer. It was about 6 to 7 miles an hour, which is a very comfortable wind speed for drying. And after each use, there is a UV sterilization feature as well. The toilet will automatically activate a 3-minute UV sterilization cycle on top of all the other hygiene features. And I love the immersive art light feature at the back of the toilet. It will cycle through many different colors. It'll go through spring verdant green, summer sky blue, and autumn sunset orange, as well as winter snow white. You can choose your favorite or have it go off like a disco party. Your own personal light show. How advanced in technology that HOROW has brought to the smart toilet, model T38. The HOROW toilet has an elongated seat with different levels of a seat temperature you can choose. I'm using a simple thermometer you would use on your skin, and I'm showing you the readings I'm getting. There's a full range of them, from cooler to warmer, whatever your preference, all the way up to a warm 103.3 degrees. And on top of the toilet is a display that is the indicator for you to see what you've set for those different temperatures. Like here, we see the water drop, so the bidet water has been chosen to be 102 degrees. And here's a seat temperature set at 98 degrees. And as you change the temperatures, it does it instantly. Here we can see on the display the temperature rising. The dynamic LED display is easy to use as you're using your remote to set your toilet to all those different settings as you like. When I ordered my HOROW Smart Toilet, it came right to my door. I put it on the floor of my kitchen because that's a great place for me to show you how it comes packaged. It comes well strapped up for strength in packaging while it's being shipped. And I opened the box. After I opened the top, I wanted to take the box out from the outside, so I cut all the straps off to open it like an onion. Inside the box, the toilet was well nestled in very thick styrofoam as one solid cube for shipping. I took the styrofoam off layer by layer, and within one layer was a user and installation manual. I didn't have to go hunting for that. It was right there. And on top was a guide for measurement, so I faced it towards the camera so you can see what that looks like. This is a great template you're going to use when installing your toilet. Especially important is a cutout where the drainage hole to your sewer system will go. I wanted to show you some details on the illustrations. They were fantastic. The installation directions on this template was so handy to use. The toilet came wrapped in plastic very well so it wouldn't get scratched during shipping. There are many layers of wrapping around the toilet that I took off. Here's a close-up of the manual flush button. Very modern. Here's an overhead of the toilet while it's still resting in the styrofoam base. I picked up the lid and there was other styrofoam between the lid and the toilet seat. I was very impressed with the packaging engineering. HOROW took great care so no damages would happen during shipping. Up goes the toilet seat, and here's a toilet bowl. And here's the back. It comes with all the hookup hoses you need to install it, and including the electrical. Here is a profile of the toilet. It is a HOROW model number T38 Smart Toilet. I put the lid up so we can see that profile as well. And this seat is a heated seat. And I especially like the mechanism of the way the lid of the toilet will automatically go up and down. It comes equipped with a hole, and that will be used during installation for a safety bolt, where it will connect to the mounting bolts inside. Here's a full view of the back of the toilet with all the connections and the parts. Everything comes already pre-assembled where it needs to be hooked up to the toilet. You'll just have to connect those parts to your water and to your electrical plug. And here's the side that's going to go against your wall with the lid up. Here's a side shot of all that with the lid up. It's a beautifully designed toilet. It's very sleek. The design is so modern. This toilet does so much with a small, compact design. And at the bottom of the toilet is a kick button. It has a few different functions. HOROW gives you this accessory box, and inside that box is the remote control and the mounting bracket for the remote control that'll go on your wall. I've unwrapped them and laid them on my mat for you to see the details. Here's a close-up of the remote control. Every button is well labeled. It has all kinds of features. Here's the back of it. It takes 2 AAA batteries to operate. Now here's the front, placed into the wall mount. I took off the thank you card, and this is the front of it. Here's a close-up of the user and installation manual. It's very well illustrated and easy to understand. And here's a close-up of the template you'll use to install the HOROW toilet. From the bottom to the center hole, all the way to the top. The instructions are very intuitive. Here's another box you get, and inside that is the wax ring. Underneath that is the floor flange, and then the hardware in the bags to the right and upper. Here's a wax ring unwrapped. It's great that it comes with its own wax ring. You don't have to order that separately. Here's the flange, the mounting plate, and here are the 4 screws that'll go into the mounting plate, and their sleeves and washers. We see the T-valve, that's the metal piece that's on the bottom right. You have the 2 batteries to put into your remote, and above that we have durable mounting blocks, and on the left side of that we have various screws and bolts for different parts of the installation. All of this comes with. The kit is complete. So click, click. One's for up, one's for down, one's for all the way down. And away we go, ready for next time. Click link below to get your HOROW toilet. I love mine. It's a whole lot of fun showing you this because I love mine so much. I hope you do too. I'm Rebecca Brand. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to get notified of my next video. And let's keep making great recipes in life. And today's recipe is a Game of Thrones, your own personal throne for your own personal comfort with HOROW. Now I've really got to get down to some more business. Bye now. If you like this video, here's more over there, including more home decor videos. Just click.